Sup, y'all? It's your girl, Rose. I'm back in action. We're going to respond to the worst video on the Russian-Ukraine matter I have ever seen. And this, now trigger warning, this is done by a Chipmunk voice guy by the name of Fandor. And oh my god, this is, you will get brain worms from hearing this. Oh boy.
It looks like Russia is having a lot of trouble taking over Ukraine. The invasion didn't go as well as it was planned. If anything, it looks like Ukraine is winning. The Ukrainian military is doing a great job at defending their country, and I'm happy about that. Hopefully, Ukraine secures itself and completely fends off the invasion. But maybe they shouldn't stop there. Hypothetically speaking, if Russia loses badly...
Now, I guess, he kind of gave the standard pro-Ukraine take. Now it's going to get out of control. It's going to get off the wall, batshit crazy coming up.
And its defenses are totally down. I honestly think that the entire country should be taken over, and of course, Putin should be overthrown. Russia is a...
He's advocating Russia being taken over for allegedly, doing what the United States does all the time without knowing the history of the Donbass region. The Azov Battalion with the Nazis there, harming women and children there at the Russian border. With NATO backing it. But, he'll tell us what his take.
Terrible place with terrible men who abuse their women. You saw the news stories and the videos over the years. Putin even legalized domestic violence in Russia.
Just because you're quoting, U.S. oligarchy sponsored media doesn't mean shit. They're pro-imperialist, war hawk influencers that you are propping up as sources. So fuck your sources.
Along with other Russian men of his system, should all pay for their crimes. I don't think the goal should be to only defend and secure Ukraine. There has to be some sort of punishment for Vladimir Putin and his men. During the war, Putin made his troops bomb a Ukrainian hospital full of pregnant mothers.
Yeah, and he kind of sat back and did not want to intervene for 8 years while the rebels in Donbass was asking to be recognized as a country, and you just ignore all that, right? They asked for recognition as a state, wanted Russia to intervene and help them out, and he sat back and did not. That's a lot more patience and weighing stuff out than any U.S. president ever.
Who does that? That is absolutely unforgivable.
I don't know who invades who invades Iraq, Afghanistan, does coups in Libya, Syria, coups all over South America, sanctions Venezuela, sanctions Cuba. Who does that, right? What kind of monster starves women and children worldwide and kills them? And let's not get into Israel and Palestine, right? Which is, U.S. backed.
And what's so pathetic is that when these Russian soldiers get captured, they act like victims and they cry to their mamas on the phone. They say, "Putin made me do this." Ugh. Shut up. You know Vladimir Putin isn't a good person. Yet you still decided to join his military and take part in his evil deeds. And now you're gonna...
Now look, I know that you're a Canadian, Fandar. His channel is called Fandar. I didn't properly introduce him because fuck him, he's just a cringe Rantsona. But I don't know. I'm sure Canadian soldiers who took part in U.S. Imperialism and wars cried to their mommies, or tried to, when they got captured. Probably didn't get a chance. But I don't know. This is all one-sided and biased as fuck.
Pay the price, and rightfully so. That's what you get. So yeah, if Russia loses this war, and given that China does not interfere, I think
China would definitely interfere if that was possible. But, when I went to the comment section of the video, people pointed out failed invasion attempts about history. You did no research on this. You kind of just came up with your hot take with no research, no studying, no concepts of history, no worldview on foreign affairs.
Russia should get taken over and colonized, not just by Ukraine, but by other countries that are more sensible and civilized.
So wait a second. He's advocating for colonization by civilized countries. That is masked off. I mean, oh boy, you claim to be a feminist, but you just outed yourself as a white supremacist. I mean, yes, the Native Americans in the New World, they're just not civilized, right? They should be invaded. I mean, not invaded, but colonized. Blech. They should be colonized and be taught how to be civilized. Same logic.
And perhaps by individual organizations as well.
So countries and organizations. So the United States, NATO, of course. Who else? IMF. All the bad actors. I mean, you forget that Russia and China are kind of the best allies of socialist countries, countries who practice socialism, countries where women are very well represented and have better material conditions and rights in relation to bourgeois-led countries such as, the United States. I mean, Cuba has a lot of representation as far as women in power. I mean,
Don't get me wrong, Ukraine isn't the best country for women either, but it's better than Russia. But it's not like I want Russia to be Ukrainian or anything. The point is,
you have this ideal that of women should be treated well without defining how they should be treated. Because I look throughout your channel, I mean, you give no real actual prescriptions as far as policies. You kind of just want to you just give a reaction based on a reaction of the status quo. I mean, you blame. I mean, you're just a capitalist. And you can't be a feminist and be a capitalist. I'm sorry. You need to be a socialist. And the only real form of socialism that has done anything in this world is Marxist Leninism, Maoism, etc. There is no other way. Everything else is neoliberal bullshit and fake internet shit.
Russia should fall as a superpower, or at least Putin should be overthrown. As I mentioned, no country.
So you want Russia to be overthrown as a superpower, which, China's not going to sit back and allow, but you're okay with the United States being this superpower. Gotcha.
Country that allows its women to get abused deserves to be a superpower in this world.
I mean, Roe v. Wade was just overturned, bro. And there's a lot of systemic issues related to women in the United States. There's systemic issues when it comes to gender and sexism in every country. I mean, people say that our politics as Marxist Leninism is just U.S. bad. Well, U.S. is the worst, and hypothetically, if the United States had a revolution like the Bolsheviks had and like Mao had, with single party vanguard, communist rule, then yeah, the evolution, from socialism to an actual classless, moneyless, stateless society, yeah, we would have all that. I mean, the U.S. is the biggest barrier to that. You have to get to it. You have to get to a thing to get to a thing. Yes, I'm not the biggest fan of Putin. Okay, I mean, I can levy criticisms against any and all countries and leaders all day, every day. But yeah, it is a team sport. And yeah, my team is better than your team, so fuck you. That's it. Okay, I got flustered in this rant, so please help a sister out and like and subscribe. That'll help me out. Thank you.